Just a quick update. This is the Off-Grid Knives Backcountry Coyote. A really nice version of the Backcountry sent to me by Carrie of Off-Grid Knives. Thank you, Carrie. He knows how much I love this design. I have the Backcountry Blackout, which I'll show right now. And so he sent me this. I really appreciate it. And boy, do I like this design. So my father got me this one back right after I interviewed Carrie. My dad said, I like the cut of that man's jib. I'm going to buy one of his knives for you. Which one do you want? And I said, the Backcountry Blackout, please. And so this is what he got me. And so it's D2, sculpted G10. We've got a lot of the same thing happening here, but I gotta say, I feel a level of refinement in this one that goes beyond this. I mean, they're both great, and don't get me wrong, the fit and finish and the design is the same. Like, I love this knife, but there are some real subtle differences that really draw me to this new Coyote version. First of all, let's look at the handle. As you see here, this has sort of that Anzo pattern with the grooves, the alternating grooves that stagger and come to meet one another in the center. And this has a, so it's contoured in this direction in a different way than this is. I mean, this is too, actually, but you sense it more on this because of this honeycomb pattern. So you have interlocking hexagons here that are stretched out in this direction, and a handle that curves in this direction, and it feels so good in hand. When I first got the Blackout, I mean, this feels good in hand too, but when I got the Blackout, I was like, oh, that feels just a little bit too big for me. And I think it's because of how, I don't know, I think the grooves, I think what they do is they contour them both in this direction, but these grooves with these little peaks and valleys here, you just feel it more. And on this one, it just locks, it melts into your hand. So anyway, I'm not trying to get you to like one more than the other. I'm just giving you my observations. I really like this honeycomb texture. I'm used to it. That's kind of feels a little bit like a Hinderer handle, or you know, I just like that pocketing. Then we get to the blade. So this says Cryo D2. I'm not sure if this is cryogenically treated. They don't mention it on the blade. But I noticed right away that this tie-nye finish, I think this is that titanium nitrate finish, is really nice. It's a little more even than the coating on this blade. The coating on this blade has one little area where you can see a pooling of the coating, and now I won't be able to find it. It's very subtle, but I just think that for this Coyote model, they really upped their game and refined the design to a point I didn't even think it needed to be refined further. But having this new one in hand, it just feels better. I'll just say it. It just feels better. Also, I think it looks better personally, but that's a personal taste issue. I like the coloration of this a lot. It's called the Backcountry. It's an outdoors knife. To me, I always thought it was equally cool as a tactical knife. I just think with that recurve and with that long swedge on the top, it would be great for thrusting. I think it would be really good for thrusting, and then really good for slashing with that deep belly. And on this one, oh, this is a big detail I forgot to mention. The Blackout is hollow ground here, and the Coyote is not. You feel it? That is not hollow. That's a flat grind. This is a hollow grind. I love me a hollow grind. So that's one aspect of this Blackout I think that wins out. But again, that's only if you're using this as a tactical knife. I would say if you are using this as an outdoors camp knife, maybe you are better off with that flat grind. I don't know. I'm not a wood processor, but who knows? Maybe you are. All right, let me show these off with a couple of knives. But I really just wanted to highlight the differences between the two that I've noticed, and man, tell me that's not just a really good looking blade. For some, they remind me a little bit of Walter Brend blades, and I've always been a big fan of Walter Brend. I've also been a big fan of Doug Ritter. Here's his Mark III, RSK Mark III. RSK stands for Ritter Survival Knife. Mark III, here's a classic, the SRK from Cold Steel. Another classic outdoors knife, that's the Survival Rescue Knife, SRK. Pretty cool. Let's see, what else do I have here? Here's a classic, the Buck 119, a knife that I've always loved this knife. Since I was a little kid and I'd see these in hardware stores or sporting goods stores, I just thought, man, that is the sweetest hunting knife. Because look at that deep clip. That deep clip on that Bowie style blade. So nice. So another classic outdoors knife there. And here's one of my favorites and very well used Tex Creek from Tops. A little bit smaller, but kind of a similar grind. This one I think is a little thicker though. No, they're about the same. So about the same size main bevel and the same thickness. So I'm wondering if they're about the same behind the edge. Well, in any case, there's that. One more just because it's out. Or no, two more just because it's out. There's the Street Bowie, in case you are interested in using this in a different sort of way than outdoors. And then here it is with the awesome Newfoundland Ranger. Another great outdoors knife. And you're not going to lose this when you drop it on the ground, unless you're in New England in the fall or something. Let's see. One thing I really like about this knife is how thin that blade stock is. It's crazy. All right, well, so there you go. Just a quick update on the Off-Grid Knives Backcountry. And this is the Coyote version. Beautiful knife. All right, thanks for watching.